Welcome back to a much nicer setting in the Industrial Revolution than the last time we did one of these episodes. Last time there was pollution and it was horrible, but this time there's almost no pollution. We have animals again, it's spring, it's not brown anymore, and it's generally a much better time. And to best explain how we got to this point, we're going to need to revisit our most recent live stream on this world, as we do before continuing on in our episode. But anyways, yeah, kind of a late start today because I was on a walk and then I kind of lost track of time and then... yeah, it ended up being a thing, but we are back now. Hopefully everyone's doing well. And apparently we're already 800 viewers. That's a little ridiculous. Probably maybe get to over 1,000 today. That would be insane. But there's a few things I want to do. I want to work on continuing my railway. I want to actually build the tunnels properly. I didn't decorate or do anything. I also want to get cows. I really need cows. I need horses. All of my animals are dead. I also want to make cheese. I think I need this cheese mold, but I have no milk right now, so that's one of the things we need to solve. I'm gonna just start by breeding all of these guys so that I know that at the very least we'll get at least a milkable cow. So these guys, yes, this cow, you can see that there's a timer. So we know that this cow will be milkable later. Get back in here. Oh hey, we got the baby cow. Can it not even fit through that? This is kind of cringe. Now these not thirsty. I can get milk. Let's go. Cheese mold. Oh, it's gonna work, I think. Cover the cheese. Does that make it faster? And man, yeah, that's the mod it's from. Let's see if there's Oh wait, can you make a wagon? Ooh, chat, should we make a wagon? Is this transportation? That would be cool. Horse cart. We have the horse cart. Oh wait, you can actually pull it as well. Can I put stuff in it? Wait, can I put a chest in it? What can I put in it? What happens if I right click? So I can pull this. Do I have a chest? This might actually be useful because I don't really have any mobile transportation. Ooh, how do I open it? Oh, okay, so I can basically just tow this around, and we can also make this into a wagon. Oh, that's really cool. That's a lot bigger than I expected. Can you, get inside this? Apparently I can pull it. I'm not sure that I really want to. I got on the wagon. Can I sleep in the wagon? I feel like I should be able to. No, I don't want that. Let me out. You can stand in the wagon. I can open the chest and... Did that just insta-sleep? Is this the most overpowered... I think this is the most overpowered item in the game. Covered wagon. How does one attach? Wait, is it? Oh! Oh my goodness. We zoom. I mean, this is not exactly Industrial Revolution technology. They probably still use this, but I now have a covered wagon and a horse. Can we not crash in the stream? We cannot. Now this is epic. Ow. Power line. I need to keep this guy away from power lines. Maybe I'll put him in with the cows for now. What happens if I jump? Okay, this... It just bounces the entire wagon in the air. That is so silly. Chat, the entire wagon just goes boing, boing. This is so dumb. Okay, so I have the revolver now. It has worse luck and higher fire rate. I don't know if that's good or not. And I load it like this. There we go. So if I put this over here in the metal press, I can put my copper here, in this. Chat, now we can have some ASMR. It's the best sound in the game. Okay, so I can make 6 of these. And I'm limited by lead. This is not exactly cheap to make. Not gonna lie. We can put that in there. I can't even fill all of it up. I need more lead. Chat, the cheese is done. It's done, yo. Make pizza. I probably can. I could actually use some of the cheese for that. Yeah, there are several different pizzas. Ham and pineapple pizza. Oh, that gives you a lot of saturation. These are actually really good in terms of food. Oh, that gives you 29 saturation things. That's one of the top tier foods. It gives you 4 out of the 5 nutrients. There's a few foods that give you all 5. That's one of the best foods in the game. Oh, it's like all prime meat. Oh my goodness. Normal pizza just takes... that's not that bad. I can make normal pizza. Ah, enemies. I can use my revolver now. It actually does a decent bit of damage. 2 hits. 2 hits and it kills the mob. Okay, do I get tomatoes? Please, tomatoes. Tomatoes! Die, skeleton. I have a better projectile weapon than you. Let me take everything out but the high explosive bullet. What should I use it on? I hate skeletons. It probably has to get to the... Yeah, it's moving it through the barrel. Through the drum thing. You are on, like... You lost a quarter of your health. That's the biggest scam ever. Didn't even break anything. Actual scam. I can make the pizza, yo! I can make one singular pizza. But we did it, chat. Pizza moment. Pizza stream. Can I upgrade this pizza? Can I make it like an Epic Gamer pizza? Alright. Supreme pizza. Oh yeah, this is where the fun begins now. We have a supreme pizza. It restores 4 entire nutrients. 3.8% for each nutrient. And it gives us an entire 7 hunger shanks. 17 shanks of saturation. Oh yeah, this is where the fun begins. The thing is, I have to be very careful not to pollute a ton of stuff now, because if I do, then my cows and anything else here will die. That's what happened last time. And it will be very sad. We demand pizza factory. I don't know if it's possible to automate cheese. Actually, I can automate cheese with autocrafters. There is autocrafting here. Okay, oh joy, I found water. Why I would want to use a pump jack to drill water when I can just get a pump like that, I don't know. I actually, chat, I think I could fully automate pizza. It would be possible to completely automate pizza. Is that our ultimate goal? Oh, this is crude oil. I need to mark that on my atlas. Before we end this series, am I just gonna have to make a factory to completely automate pizza? Add a marker, put it right there. Oil. Done. That way I know that's there. Everyone says yes. Okay. Seems like a worthy goal. So yeah, pizza factory, I guess that's the end goal of the series here. I even started on it right away in this episode by setting up my ground traps to be a little bit more efficient. I added a second one, and I had to make a ton of different types of bait. I ended up making a lot of veggie bait because the veggie bait, I think, is what gives me the pork chops, and that's what I need for pizza. I literally can't use any other meat than pork related things. I believe it may be possible to use like tofu variants of pork, which might be easier to automate. I'll have to look into that. I also set up my fish trap though, so I could get a bunch of fish because I wanted to make sushi just for fun as well, and I figured I may as well because I already had it. But there's a few things I need to do before we can start on pizza factory stuff. I had to take better care of my cow, so I made this trough that you can put food and water in so that the cow can just eat and drink on its own. I have to go feed and water it. And I also worked on making the railgun. I've seen a lot of people asking me to make it, and that's basically one of the best projectile weapons we can make. I think it may be the best. It's definitely easier to use than the revolver, as you saw in the live stream. None of the stuff that it required was too difficult. I just had to make some coil blocks and high voltage capacitor stuff we've made before. And there we go, we have the railgun. And I haven't actually used this before in survival. I've tried it a few times in creative, and it's pretty good. But I'm going to need a capacitor backpack so that I can actually charge it on the go, because it only stores enough energy for 2 shots in the internal capacitor of it. I had to make the charging station so I could charge my railgun and the backpack that goes with it. And the railgun charged almost instantly because it has such a tiny internal capacitor, but the backpack has a much bigger energy storage and takes a little bit longer. So in the meantime, while that was charging, I decided to start making the ammo. And the ammo is extremely simple. It's just iron and steel rods, maybe like one other type of metal. And it just shoots the rods really fast out of it. Just a really overpowered projectile weapon, pretty much. I would have to wait till night to test it against mobs, but unfortunately, when you have the capacitor backpack on, you don't have a chest plate, meaning you can die extremely easily to wires like I did if you jump and get stuck. So I ended up adding the baubles mod, which is not a mod that I had, but it allows me to put the backpack in a different slot so that I could wear chestplate and backpack at the same time. And I was able to test out my railgun that evening on some nasty baby zombies, which was incredibly satisfying. I also had to change the orientation of the ground traps because I realized they weren't working. I thought that they were good enough just surrounded by the dirt, but no, they needed a little bit more stuff, so I ended up switching them around and I got them working so I could get my automatic meat. I began working on the next part of the city because we got to expand. We need to find a good spot for my pizza factory, and I decided to make a walkway / park around this river here, this already flowing river, which looks really nice. So I just started making a wall on the side of the river using a cobblestone brick thing and some andesite. The river followed a super diagonal pattern that didn't really deviate that much, so it was a fairly simple wall to make. It didn't look like too weird or change too much. And I made the entire top layer just andesite because that's where we'd have some iron bars and stuff for the railing go. I filled in the gaps where the dirt went down to the riverbank so that it was just a flat area of dirt that I could add paths and stuff onto later. I planted one of the fancy trees in the big grassy area next to my house so that we could have a tiny little park, but it would have a nice tree. I experimented with a couple different iron bar types to figure out what would look best for my railing, and I ended up with a iron bar spike thing, which looks really cool for like the top of a railing. And I started placing it on top of the polished andesite, but I had to add on to it a little bit because it doesn't really connect if it's diagonal one block. But once it did join up, it was looking really nice and I was happy with it. But I wanted to make my tree grow faster, so I started bone mealing it, but it takes a ton of bone meal to increase its size in any meaningful amount. So I ended up using like a stack of bone meal on it to get it to be more of an adult-sized tree instead of just a baby tree for forever. It did kind of obscure my window view on the second story of my house, but it's fine. I can still see around it and it looks super nice below. And once I added some lanterns to the top of my railing along the river, it was looking incredibly nice, especially at nighttime, although it still needs the path. I started adding the cobblestone path, or just keeping it very simple. I had to eliminate a spider that was in my way. And I also started making an iron bar wall thingy so that it would demarcate the area where all my solar towers were. It's kind of like an industrial area. You're not supposed to go back there. And it would add some kind of barrier so it just doesn't look weird. I also extended my factory building to cover up my tank that I had added in the previous episode so that it just wasn't sitting out in the open and looking weird. And I added a back door to get into my factory building from the alleyway because I was really tired of having to run all the way through my house just to get to my storage area in the factory building. I had to go mining for more slate for my roof for my new factory building area for the tank because I was completely out. I'd used it all on the train station, but it didn't take too long to get enough, and I was able to finish off the building so that it's actually done and you can't see just the tank sitting out in the middle of the open. I also made a weather vane which will show me where the wind is coming from, although at the time there was no wind, so it didn't really show me anything. I continued expanding my path down next to the river, and I had the path split into two areas, and in between those two path sections is where the pizza factory is going to go. We're not going to be able to start on it too much in this episode, but we will be live streaming very shortly after this goes up, only relevant if you're watching it on the day that I upload this, but we'll be live streaming very soon on the Industrial Revolution. And I was able to make one pizza because I got one more pork chop during the entire episode, so that was at least cool. We did something pizza related, but that's where we're going to have to call this episode a day, guys. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did enjoy this episode, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 200,000 subscribers sometime. I don't know when. Eventually it will be pretty cool, but thank you. Also follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server if you haven't already, but that's gonna be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I've been Sbeev, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream. Bye.